So a while back, I talked about getting VHS tapes into the computer. And I got all the equipment and I transferred all of my grandmother's VHS tapes. Let me show you what equipment I used. Obviously, the first thing you need is a VCR. Next, you of course need a tape. Now, you need a way to get it into your computer. Now, the absolute best way to do this if you want to do like real archival recordings is something called the Domesday Project, where you have to solder directly to the video head, and then you can get like a direct feed from the video head. I am not going to do that. The second best way is to do 480i capture using a RetroTink 5X or 4K. I am also not going to do that, although maybe I should have. What I'm going to do is use the RetroTink 5X, and then the RetroTink will upscale this to a nice 1080p image in a good format that is watchable by basically any modern device. The analog signal from the VCR goes into the RetroTink. The RetroTink will upscale that to 1080p, then you use an HDMI cable to send that video signal into a capture card hooked to your PC, and then you plug the HDMI into that, and then you use a program like OBS to actually record the footage that you're getting from the RetroTink. Now your options are, of course, you can pay somebody else to do this, and it's gonna be quite a bit of money, and if you have a lot of tapes, it's just gonna exponentially grow how much it costs. Or you can do it yourself. And there's different options at different price tiers, but if you ever do it yourself, it's never going to be completely turnkey. For me, because I can also use this RetroTink 5X to play old video game consoles on modern TVs, the $300 I spent on this was a nice middle ground of, I'll do the tapes myself, I will have other uses for this. Yeah, the RetroTink 5X Pro. If you're willing to get your hands a little dirty, I think this is a pretty good solution for transferring VHS tapes to your computer. Now, if you have mini DV tapes, like this tape from my trip to Japan in like 2002, which, you know, I know YouTube would really love to see this. There are people who would love to see what was a Japanese high school like in 2002. I can show you on this tape. However, I do not want to show you what I was like in 2002. I can barely stand to listen or watch myself on those tapes. Man, it's rough out there, but I'm digressing. But if you have one of those tapes and you still have an old camcorder, you can use a very old type of connection that used to be the new hotness called FireWire. And with that, you buy a very cheap FireWire card for your PC or an adapter if you got a Mac, and you can actually digitally capture these tapes because these tapes were digital. You do not need a RetroTink to convert the analog. You just use this FireWire. It's great. Mini DV was just such a revelation. Like, I started making videos right around when Mini DV came out, so I have a little bit of experience using VHS tapes and whatnot. But then when I got my first Mini DV camcorder and I could just do direct FireWire capture, oh. And also, quick heads up, Sony just announced that they're going to stop making Mini DV tapes. Somehow they were still manufacturing them, but they're gonna stop in February, so I immediately went on Amazon and bought a 10-pack. If you want to have some mini DV tapes, just in case, maybe go on Amazon before they get really expensive. One thing I might also recommend doing is opening your VCR, make sure it's unplugged, of course, and cleaning the video head, which is this thing right here. Now, I have not actually cleaned this particular VCR's video heads, but it doesn't look too bad. But if you're going to do it, you just need some little sensor cleaning swabs or other stuff that's like dust-free, and then some 90% alcohol, and then you just clean it off. You know, while this is open, let me show you how this works because it's actually pretty interesting. Like, it really kind of like having it open really demystifies it. Because, you know, you got the tape right there, right? It just goes in, and then it'll lift this part up, and then it has these two little pieces that just pull the tape out. And then this head spins, and there's a little reader for audio right here, and then the actual video reader is like down there, and the tape just scrolls through. So I have ended up with enough spare parts that I have an extra computer. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it for, but I am I'm going to install Windows on it. If you're curious, it has a GTX 970, Intel 6700K. This is a 32 gig stick for now. And you know what? I'm finally gonna install Windows 11. Ah yes, boot with no issue. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use this computer for, but it will be nice to just have a little computer that's set up for Steam and I can run any of these types of games, you know. A GTX 970 will play any indie game that doesn't require like super top of the line graphics, like Pixel Remaster, no problem. Like Stardew Valley, like you name it. You don't need much horsepower to play these games. Come on. You want to come participate in this unboxing? This is from Patrick with White Rabbit Adventures. Oh!
Oh, nice.
Nice socks.
Yeah.
2 chicken flavor ramen. Oh, I'm gonna eat these right now.
I'll
Mixed
take a little
nuts.
bit of those. If you run into a Brazilian, I want it.
Right. Toilet paper, some tea, lens cloth. Actually, that's very useful. Pictures of mushrooms.
Thermal underwear.
Maybe this is for Andrew. Coco, nice hat. We got Bryce Canyon and Zion, the story behind the scenes. Awesome. Patrick, thank you.
It makes me so happy that you have people who care about you guys enough to send you care packages.
This might be Tiny Woodshop, John. Ooh, what is this? What is this? I'm always excited about food.
I was so sure you were going to say there was some really cool woodworking thing in there. Should have known it was cookies.
Velveeta Crunchy. Thank you, John. Okay, it is John's Tiny Woodshop, John. He has a YouTube channel. He makes stuff super cool. Oh. Contained within is a commemorative plaque representing your 10 years of adventures. Also, I made a few custom engraved ornaments just in time for Christmas 2025. Additionally, I have thrown in a few trail approved snacks. No gummies this time. Okay.
Well, I think you have to share these with your family.
Oh, open that! Nutella biscuits, come on, man! Well, I'm glad I included you in on this.
Me too.
You would have just heard me screaming
Yeah.
in here. So that's the back from your friend at John's Tiny Woodshop. Oh! Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
That
Wow.
makes me want to cry.
Super nice. That's going on the wall right there.
That's incredible.
Look at this one. The Yo Bear. John, Patrick, thank you very much. This is awesome. These will be eaten on the trail. I've gone on the wall. Okay, thank you very much for watching today's vlog. I've got a very interesting video idea that I'm going to film. I hope it turns out well. It's something I've kind of been wanting to do for a long time and I finally just thought of like the right way to do it. That'll be coming up soon. Anyways, do something nice for your fellow man. It's just like when I was in school, when somehow being smart, doing your homework, and being like conscientious was looked at as uncool. I remember one of the first culture shocks I had from Japanese culture was that the popular kids were usually the smart kids. Being smart was looked up as a virtue. When I was going to school, if you tried hard to actually like do good work and like do your homework and pay attention in class, that was seen as uncool. And now it seems like every day, compassion, kindness, and charity towards other people is looked at as a bad thing. It's just how can we close the fist tighter on each other? How can we be as unforgiving to each other as possible? No, I refuse. Being kind and charitable, yes, you may get burned every now and then. It is still the right thing to do. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you have a good one. See you in the next one. Continue that. God, stop, please. Just let me use your terrible browser so I can download Steam and Chrome and never set up OneDrive. No, I don't want to set up OneDrive. No. Come on, man. I'm from the old school.